Let's hear it for Wu And his opponent, a Thai warrior fighting out the red corner. He's training at Saotik Nanon Gym. He holds a record of 36 fights with 21 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Gornpung Saotik Nanon. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing a Thai warrior fighting out the red corner. He's training at Saotik Nanon Gym. The whole record of 36 fights with 21 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Gornpung Saotik Nanon.
Moving on now to our co-main event of tonight's card. Again, China versus Thailand for this one. And introducing first, in the blue corner, Wu Wenzin from China. He stands at 172 centimeters, has 20 fights, 13 wins, and 7 losses. He trains and fights out of Luke Suwan Gym. And his opponent in the red corner, Konpong Nanon, 35 years old, stands at 170 centimeters. He has 36 fights, 21 wins, and 15 losses. He trains and fights out of Saw Tinanon Gym. So another Luke Suwan fighter here tonight. Seems to be a popular gym with the Chinese fighters, and it might explain why they're so good with their hands. If you look over in the corner, you get a shot, clear shot. You can see Pa Daiwait from Myanmar also trains and fights out of that gym, and he's one of the Sunday night fighters here at Max. And again, very strong with his hands, very good boxing skills. As we saw Chen Zong in our second fight, showing a lot of proficiency with the hands as well. Let's see if Wu can follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, his fellow countryman Chen was very powerful with his punches. And surprisingly, was powerful with each one within combinations, which is very impressive. Normally a puncher's just one shot, you know, with the big punch and fast with the other punches.
Yeah, they didn't look like one weak shot in those combinations, putting together 3-4 shots, each one stronger than the first.
And that's another thing with the Chinese fighters. Typically, they're very, very well conditioned.
Just about to get things underway here for our co-main event. Still got our main event coming up. Superbank Ratchanon versus Donchon Pet Rambo. Be sure to stay tuned for that one. But first, our co-main event, round 1, underway. Konpong pushing forward.
Good leg kick by Wu.
I might be slightly biased here for Wu tonight just because he holds partly one of the names of my most favorite hip-hop group of all time, so if I say his name a lot, that's why. Both fighters trying to work the elbows from within the clinch now. Hanging back just a bit here, Wu. Seems like he's still trying to settle into the fight. Konpong still trying to pick away at that lead leg.
Oh, big right hand from Konpong.
composed, calculated here so far, the Thai. Oh! Luckily for Wu, there wasn't a lot of power behind that shot, but beautiful technique. Not an easy kick to get off. Never mind being 35 years old and getting that kick off.
Not at all. In my eyes, I tried that kick, and that's pretty much the end of my month.
I can barely get my leg around this chair at the end of the night. Big knees now from the Thai in the clinch, pulling down that head. Getting that head in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, we've got to be careful.
Yeah, not much of an answer in the clinch so far. Konpong definitely has the upper hand. Gotta wonder if he's going to try to keep the fight in the clinch. Big body kick there from the Thai. You see him, he's just a little bit lost in that clinch. He doesn't know what to do once he finds himself in there. Just standing, waiting for the referee to break him up. End of round one.
พลาดกับรายการมวยสุดมันถ่ายทอดสดตรงจากสนาม Max มวยไทยสเตเดียมพัทยา5วันต่อสัปดาห์ทุกวันพุธและวันพฤหัสบดี1 ทุ่มตรงศึกกระชากแชมป์ The Global Fight Champion Challenge ทุกวันศุกร์เวลา1 ทุ่มตรงพบกับรายการ Max มวยไทย Battle ทุกวันเสาร์เวลา1 ทุ่ม 20 นาทีรายการ The Champion มวยไทยวันอาทิตย์เวลา1 ทุ่ม 20 นาทีรายการ Max มวยไทยเต็มอิ่มจุใจกับรายการมวยสุดมัน5วันต่อสัปดาห์ถ่ายทอดสดทาง Facebook Max มวยไทยและ Max มวยไทย Mobile App แฟนมวยตัวจริงห้ามพลาดซื้อสินค้าที่ระลึกจาก Max มวยไทยได้ที่ Max มวยไทยช็อปหรือสั่งออนไลน์ได้แล้ววันนี้ทาง Line @Max มวยไทยช็อปสวัสดีพี่น้องเกษตรกรทั่วประเทศเตรียมพบกับนักสู้ที่ผ่านมาแล้วทุกสภาพดินทุกพันธุ์พืชปุ๋ยโฟร์แมนราคาเพื่อคนไทยคุณภาพเต็มแม็กซ์สอบถามโทร061-564-8888
Coming into our second round here of our co-main event, China versus Thailand in the 62 kilogram division. Wu Wenzing from China in the blue corner. Konpong Sitpinanon, the Thai in the red. Some of the action from that first round. Konpong looked to be in control of that fight so far. Showed a lot more variety of techniques. There you see him landing that spinning back kick. Impressive technique, especially from a Thai. You don't really see the Thais use that technique too much.
Not at all. Ever since you mentioned the Wu-Tang, I'm kind of hoping we can get a Wu chant going in here. led by the RZA.
Definitely a lot more aggressive this round, Wu.
And much better in the clinch. See him keeping a better posture thus well up until this point.
Oh, very close to taking a knee on the head there.
And I was getting ready to say, that is the perfect place for Konpong to be again.
And he might have got, yeah, you could see the blood coming out of the nose there. One of those knees landed on the face.
If I was Konpong, I would run right back in there and get right back in a clinch because he seems to be really facing no resistance necessarily.
Oh, and a big straight right sending him back. And here he goes. Almost had that head again, but both fighters choosing to trade here.
And this is what Konpong does not want to be, because this gives Wu a very good chance. This is where he needs to be, inside of that clinch, with his hands wrapped around the neck of Wu and looking to throw those knees.
Scoring with a big knee there, folding over Wu.
But sometimes in the course of the fight, you kind of forget, where your advantages lie and just get caught up in action a little too much.
Yeah, Wu looking like he doesn't want to be here right now. Looking up at the clock, we still have a minute and a half left. Konpong now starting to hang back. taking a big overhand right now from Wu, but didn't follow up. I don't know if Kompong is tired or what, but I mean, he could have the fight in the bag if he just goes back to that clinch.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he's just showing mercy on Wu here, but I mean, it's definitely not a good strategy, even from the fighter who's winning right now.
Yeah, not at all. I kind of cannot figure out what either one of them are sort of doing right now at this point. I know fatigue is definitely a factor, but
I mean, it's only the second round here. Wu's starting to press forward now, low kicks. Starting to come back to life.
I don't know what chamber Wu's on, but he better get to that 36th chamber right now.
I'm not sure if he made it out of the first chamber yet. Both fighters going to get a warning here. End of round 2.
พบกับมวยไทย3ยกสุดมันถ่ายทอดสดตรงจากสนาม Max มวยไทยสเตเดียมพัทยา4วันรวดวันจันทร์และวันอังคารชมการต่อสู้ของสุดยอดนักสู้ระดับโลกในรายการ Max มวยไทยไฟเตอร์วันพุธและวันพฤหัสบดีชมศึกกระชากแชมป์ The Global Fight Champion Challenge ตั้งแต่เวลา 6:25 นาทีเต็มอิ่มจุใจกับรายการมวยสุดมัน4วันต่อสัปดาห์เริ่ม1 พฤษภาคมนี้ทางช่อง Now 26ท่านสามารถรับชมการถ่ายทอดสดเสียงภาษาไทยได้ที่ Facebook Max มวยไทยไทย
คนเกียรติคนทิพย์รองแชมป์มวยไทยตัดเชือกมาด้วยครับเป็นที่เรียกให้จังหวะขวาง
You can listen to English commentaries on Facebook Max มวยไทย page
shots. As I said before in the last round, he gets tied up in the clinch quite
ติด
easily.
ตามชมรายการมวยที่มันที่สุดในโลกถ่ายทอดสดทุกรายการเสียงภาษาไทยบน Facebook Max มวยไทยไทย Watch our Max มวยไทย programs live in English soundtrack on Facebook Max มวยไทย
Coming to our third and final round of our co-main event. The fight starting to lose its steam there in the second round. Chinese fans here trying to get the life back into Wu before he comes out for the third and final round.
You gotta wonder what was going through Kompong's head in that second round by not engaging in the clinch.
Yeah, he could have had the fight almost any time he wanted. I mean, he's 35, 36 years old. He's been around a long time, so I'm sure he's probably used to the style outside of Max where if a fighter is winning, you'll see a lot of times they'll just back off. They're not really going to take advantage of a lesser fighter. They're not going to inflict a lot of damage if they don't have to. So that could be the mentality that, you know, he's coming into this fight with right now. But, you know, here at Max, they want to see the finish. They want to see the aggressiveness from the fighters. Hanging back like this really isn't going to do him any favors. Big elbow now from Wu.
I mean, it could turn the tide for him and bring Wu back into the action because if you're not trying to win, your opponent might be.
Yeah, the little that Wu is doing is working for him so far. And Kompong on the back foot.
He's almost just happy with evading and sort of just standing there. Both of them going to get a warning by the referee now. And again, it was Kompong that separated from the clinch.
Yeah, very strange.
It's almost as if he doesn't want to be in the clinches. He's avoiding Wu. I mean, doing a lot of evasive movements, which is great. But his best weapon is this clinch. And here we see him back inside of it.
Holding over again with the knee. You got to wonder if he's just fatigued at this point. Scoring with the low kicks now. Just doesn't have the killer instinct. Beautiful turn there, followed up with the knee.
And then again, we see the masterful clinch work of Kompan, and he just decides to disengage.
Just about 30 seconds left here in our final round.
As Kompan, I mean, he knows he won, has won the fight at this point, so feels, like you said, no need to inflict any further damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised at a decision going the other way as well, just for the fact that Wu is pushing a little bit. But you never know with a fight like this. I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of the judges. Just a very hard fight to determine.
Absolutely.
End of the third and final round. I'm sure both fighters are very happy to hear that final bell. So very little action throughout that third round. Wu managed to score with that left elbow right there.
Kompan with a kick and just evading.
So let's go to the ring announcer for the official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for the winner. Red corner, Gong Pong Sortinanon. All right, we'll be right back there. Short break. Next fight.